What do you think are the big tricks which marketers are missing out on when it comes to managing data?
The number one source of leverage, well, the trick that will have the most leverage is known as data hygiene. Isn't that a strange word? But it means focusing on keeping the data clean, fresh, and complete. And there are pretty clear steps that you can take to do that. It's not rocket science. It really mostly demands attention. But that's where I would start.
And what would be the steps then in doing that? What does that actually entail? You said data hygiene. Was that the exact term?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like keeping your teeth clean.
Sure.
There are a couple of ideas that I can share with your audience, James. The first would be to back up and examine how data is entered in your company. Very likely it's entered by the lowest level individual who doesn't get a lot of respect and doesn't get a lot of pay. And you might look at how those people are being treated. And a corollary to that is you should make sure you're using what's known as data standards or key entry standards that ensure that at least at the very outset you're entering the data correctly. Then another thing that you want to do is identify all the customer-facing people in your firm. So obviously this would be salespeople, service people, frontline people of any sort, anybody in the call center, and see whether you want to motivate and train them to capture changes in the data while they're in personal contact with your existing customers and prospects. Then another trick or step in the hygiene process would be to use data cleansing software. Now, don't think that it can actually update incorrect data. Really, data cleansing software is pretty limited. All it does is maybe change some of the technical issues in an email address or standardize a postal address against what the post office prefers. But it's not going to tell you what John Smith's current title and phone number are, unfortunately. But another trick is to create a so-called customer preference center where you get your customers to tell you what's changed in their titles and phone numbers, for example, under the guise, of course, of asking them how they want to hear from you, whether email is okay, phone is okay, and so forth. And then the last trick is to send your data out to a database supplier regularly, like twice a year, to get it cleaned up with whatever fresh data has come along in the general world. So those are the standard data hygiene techniques.